Kia ora, Pisces. This is your reading for this full moon in Capricorn, which is happening right now. So let's see what the storyline is today. We do go through, we clarify with a couple of other decks and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Pisces, I'll just adjust my my hair. Right, so let's see what's on the storyline today. I'm in a beautiful place called Golden Bay today, Pisces. Top of the South Island of Aotearoa. Now, let's see what the storyline is. Check out any other titles that stand out for you, Pisces, when you're looking through these. And if you know what your Jupiter, Venus, Ascendant and Moon are in, certainly the Moon sign. Check that out too. Let's see, we'll get a couple more cards to jump. It's looking pretty powerful. There's a lot of power and charge in these cards. And once again, thank you for your likes, shares, comments and subscribes. So Pisces, you come out as, or with, the Queen of Wands, a powerhouse, an energy that really knows what she wants and how to get that. There's a large level of ego in this card, but, you know, it's well and truly understood. So we've got the Queen of Wands here, this beautiful queen. She has her familiar, her animal beside her to really remind her of the hurdles she got to get to this queendom. It is of the wand, of the will, the essential force of life that we can utilize, in order to act in our lives, you know. And I do see you as doing that at this time, Pisces, really taking the bull by the horns, as it were. We've got the Wheel of Fortune suggesting that, you know, there's a real charged up generator behind this wheel, and that is you. And you are turning this Wheel of Fortune. It is turning for you. There may well be a quickening of a movement towards something that you've wanted to create or experience. We have another queen coming up, the Queen of Swords, discernment at its height, leaving the emotional realm behind here for a moment. Mental acumen, precision thinking we have with this queen who can see very far and wide in her domain here. And then the Chariot. And the Chariot is moving very quickly, works in motion, I always say. And the key to this is a level of balance, like pretty much consummate balance. There's a great flow and a great charge in that Chariot, rising from formless seas in order to create form, Pisces. So it's pretty, it's pretty interesting, isn't it? Let's see. Go through and clarify. We've got the Morgan Greer to clarify with today, and Brian Froud's Pixie and Fairy Oracle. Looking at this supercharged Queen of Wands, confident, action driven. What's happening here? Okay. The general theme actually through a lot of these readings has been about trying to instigate a level of balance in your own life, or that's been occurring for a lot of people. When you say balance, what's it? Equilibrium makes the world go round, doesn't it? We're looking at this beautiful queen. Look at this. I love this amazing fiery queen. To suggest a backdrop to getting to that queendom, to getting to that level of being able to assert. We have a background to this, which is the Five of Discs, the consummate lack mentality card, the victim archetype here. And we all have that. We all have this. And at times it rears up and we are acting it out. I think you've understood it, Pisces, how it plays out within you. Talking about just choosing not to accept, choosing to be left out in the cold. I say that because we've got the Seven of Discs with that, which is a card of reviewing, and it's not only a review of what you put your energy into, what you've got out of it on a practical and functional level, but it's about your energetics personally, yourself. How you use it, how you use your Queen of Wands power. So there's been a review here with that, looking at possibly where in the past you've in some ways chosen the low road over the high road, right? I'll just put it that way. Chosen lack over choosing gain. You know, we need self-esteem, don't we, in order to fulfill our needs. Fulfilling our own needs. Looking at the Wheel of Fortune for Pisces. Wow. There's an opening up here for you, Pisces, if you've felt that you've had to defend anything or defend your path, your choices in this life, whatever it's been for you, many different things for many different people. We have the Nine of Wands here, which is the wounded warrior. I mean, it's as if you've been doing a psychological review of yourself to see, okay, well, I know these exist within me, and you know, it's about being in constant defense. We're making decisions, defensive decisions based on what's happened in the past, not what is actually happening in the present. So those past experiences become anchors in this card that hold us back, really, to a certain degree. We have a beautiful gift with that, the Ace of Cups. We keep reminding ourselves, Pisces, go back to the heart, go back to the essential point from where we want to relate not only to ourselves but to the people in our lives and those that we come into contact with. Every action has an impact. Every word has an impact. More so than what we actually consciously sometimes recognise. Queen of Swords we have. Discernment, clarity, straight up and down the line. Straight up and down the line we need to be for ourselves, that queen, which can feel a bit harsh at times. We need to be that. We need to use that discernment and direct it to ourselves if we're doing any sort of personal exploration. We've got the Ten of Wands here. So we had that Nine of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups together. We've got the 10. There is, simply with the Wheel of Fortune in here, there's a new cycle that is about to begin. This is about getting rid of a few things here. So to me, it's self-explanatory. We're doing some personal exploration, Pisces. We get the Ten of Wands. We see in this card there's a burden, whether it's mental, emotional, a burden of life. Life is burdensome at times. Sometimes we need to allow something to go. We need to let defensive behaviours and victim mentalities to go. And when I say to go, I mean it's just like, well, you sit with how you utilise those sort of archetypes. You sit with those in yourself to understand them. It's more so in the understanding that allows us to release something. It's not to say it's not going to appear again, because it's essentially part of our makeup as humans, but You see what I mean by that. Let's look at the Chariot. For Pisces, for the Fishes, the Chariot, please. Can we have a card to jump? Can we have a card to jump? Works in motion, we're creating. We've got a good foundation to create from. We have the Ten of Discs coming out. I'll get one more card here. We had, what did I say? Ten of Discs coming out. We've got Judgment. Okay, so a lot of that stuff that I say stuff, a lot of what makes up this bunch of sticks, this bunch of wands, this burden, a lot of it is to do with Ten of Discs, Judgment. This is on the Chariot. Movement, works in motion. A lot of, let's just put it in a nutshell here, a lot of that burden, potentially, we grow up with values, with things that we've been taught, the words that people say, the place that we hold within a tribe or a family group. Now, some of those things often are required. Some of those things we need to break away from. Some of those things we don't. It's very individual. But some of the messages absorbed in our early years set us up for life, don't they? And there are great positives within that. And sometimes there are things that we don't need to continue to carry. I think that is what is happening currently. And you are stepping out of that. You're stepping away from your usual default habits, maybe. And this is a good thing. It's a new thing. And it's part of your own personal evolution, Pisces. So to understand this foundation, this root, this is the root chakra. It's from where everything, from where we come from. To understand that with compassion is a wonderful point to get to. And judgment, of course. What do I say with judgment? All birds come home to roost, but what it's really all about is that continuum, that equilibrium to try and encourage balance in your life. Natural law is what it is. There's nothing personal about it. Let's get a Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairy. We don't place a human emotional sort of template over nature. We can be emotionally invested in our environment, our ecosystem, but we don't put our human emotive template over it and say, that is good, that is not good, when a bird eats an insect. It's natural law, it's balance. Bird, it's just the way it is, right? So I'm not sure why I'm getting that. Oh yeah, judgment, it's the perpetual striving for a level of balance here, Pisces. We've got Lace the Moon's Daughter. We're looking at a totally illuminated night sky at the moment with the full moon. And this is all about that, following those breadcrumbs that have been scattered over time that take you on a journey, on a path towards the light, towards your own light, encouraging the expression of more of your light. Well supported here, Lace the Moon's Daughter, flying down that pathway. It's a beautiful card here. So Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairies, can we just have one more card? So you're really creating new pathways for yourself, whether that's emotionally or psychologically. Pisces, and then we've got Tabira of the Waters. This is a very healing card. Our emotions, just like water, really are boundaryless beyond what we and how we choose to contain them. And it's a beautiful card of surrender in some respects. So Pisces, on that note, that's your reading for today. So I hope you got something out of that. Check out, as I said, any other titles that might stand out for you at this time of what is a great illumination of sorts, metaphorically speaking, I suppose. On that note, take good care, Pisces, and we'll see you next time. And thanks for joining me. It helps to keep this channel going. Certainly if you press that like button, it really helps to keep it all going. Okay, thanks for that. Ka kite, bye.